Well, here we are, or I should say, here we are at the Timothy Eaton Centre talking to wee Donnie Mitchell about the upcoming Robbie Burns night.
Right. I won't attempt the dialogue.
Well, Don, of course, you are have been a city councillor and former mayor, but you've always had in your family history, on both sides, the love of the Scottish culture.
Right. Yeah, both sides of the family immigrated from Scotland and settled in the West. And my father was second-generation Scot who nudged me into the boys' pipe band when I was about 12 years old.
Yeah.
So, which was a great experience. Beyond learning the music, it was just good friendship and a good community to be part of. And we were involved in Burns nights way back then, but they've actually been in Moose Jaw since the very early 1900s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes back a long ways. And the tradition started in the 1800s, within a few years of Burns' death in 1797, and really spread through the world as people emigrated out of Scotland and started communities elsewhere. It was important to get together and celebrate their culture, their roots, with the works of Robbie Burns, who was clearly the broadest and most popular folklorist. He wasn't the only one, but certainly the best known from the 1800s, and really revived Scottish culture in his lifetime, which was quite short. He only lived 37 years, but he was very productive in reworking old tunes and verses from Gaelic, as well as his original poems. Songwriter, he did 500 to 1,000 and several published books, some after he died, but so very popularly known. And when he died in Dumfries, there was 3,000 or 4,000 people gathered at the funeral and marched through the town. So it's a tradition steeped in Scottish history, representing really the peasant classes in the Highlands and Islands, farmers and working people. Pretty harsh sometimes in his critics of not only the English elite, but also the Scottish elite that sort of joined with them and when they lost independence. So Burns, in his later years, was quite political in as much as he could be. It was dangerous. It's the time of the French Revolution, and those ideas were not accepted comfortably by the Scottish elite. And so some of his more political poems were actually published after he died, like A Man's a Man and Scots Wha Hae. Yeah, some of which we'll be doing on Burns Night.
Yeah. And this, of course, the Burns Night is, it's going to be on the 22nd of January, which is a Friday night.
Yeah.
And with that, it's going to be really a really traditional roast beef dinner right here. And haggis.
Haggis,
Oh,
right.
don't forget the haggis. Yeah. I went to Scotland this fall to do the West Highland Way. Every place that we went to had haggis on the and I go like, man, but every meal, breakfast, lunch, supper, doesn't matter, haggis was there.
Yeah, it's become part of the obligation of tourists to sample the haggis, those that have the courage, and I'm happy to say that I think most people like it.
Yeah.
Certainly we've had good quality haggis here. And not all haggis is good. It's like everything else, you have to do it right. But we've got skilled providers and have had good feedback, even from people trying it for the first time. So it has a reputation that is not earned in terms of it being not the tastiest dish, but it's certainly wholesome. It's good if it's well done, and we'll have a good feed on the Friday night.
So tell me, what's the process? And you said there's entertainment and stuff. The thing starts at What time is?
Cocktails 5:30, and then the toast, the trooping in, piping in of the head table, and then the toast to the haggis, which is a tradition.
Who's doing that for you?
Mr. Gallagher, Andrew, right. And he's right from Scotland, so he's certainly used to this tradition. We're looking forward to that. And we'll have the toast to the lassies in response, and the tribute to the immortal bard. And then we'll have music after, traditional Scottish by Desperate for Haggis, and also Scottish country dancing by the McFergus Country Dancers.
Is your brother still in that?
He's in Regina, so he dances in Scottish country dancing and often joins us here. And I was involved too, but I haven't been going this year. But those of us in the audience are asked to join in and learn a little bit. So that'll be, probably we'll go till 9 o'clock or so. So it's a supper, and then the program. People can purchase tickets for the supper, which we hope they will do, join in the whole event, but we also have some tickets if people just can only manage to come for the program.
And the full banquet, which is available at the Chamber of Commerce, the tickets are, I believe.
The tickets are available here at Timothy Eaton's.
Here.
Yeah, Timothy Eaton Centre, plus people in both the Desperate for Haggis and the Scottish dancers will have tickets as well.
And they're $27 for everything.
Yeah, that's up slightly. We're trying to keep it directly.
Haggis costs go up, right?
Yes. It was $25 last year, so we're not going to challenge the budget practices of the Scottish population
frugal
by overpricing. And it's well worth it.
And then there's $10 for children and 5 to 12 if they want to come.
Yeah. And for the program tickets,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
It's usually, we've had it here, we partner with Timothy Eaton's. They provide the bar service and generate some revenue from that. Plus they provide the supper. The haggis is brought in, but they heat it up and serve it with roast beef. It's always been a good meal, and it's a partnership that we hope we can continue.
And Eaton, of course, was a Scot in his own right, I believe.
No, I couldn't say that for sure, but that could well be the case. He was certainly British, but I'll let you make that claim.
Oh, sure, I'll wear that. And yeah, so it's been this is a great tradition, a lot of fun. You're going to wear your kilt?
Well, of course, yeah.
Everybody should wear their kilts if they've got their. What clan do you belong to? I was going to ask you that.
Well, they sort of designate clans of all Scottish origin names. So there is a Mitchell clan and Tartan, which I have. But it was really linked to the Stuarts historically. But anyway, I have a tie and kilt with Mitchell Tartan. And people are encouraged to wear their kilts. And January 25th, which is the actual Burns birthday, is often very cold. I've been to some very cold Burns nights in a kilt. This year might be different. It's been above normal, but that can always be a challenge. And most Scots are up to it, I'm proud to say.
As well, wear your plaids, and the ladies wear their. Women don't wear kilts. I think people don't understand. They wear plaid outfits, but they don't necessarily wear kilts.
Well, there's kilts or dresses. Yeah. That's whatever combination they like. But plaid is certainly part of the dress code. But we're not pitching this just to the Scots. This is a cultural celebration, and Eaton's is a good place to mix. They've had cultural evenings of different sorts, and it's a good meal and experience, whatever your origins. And we certainly have a wide network and cross-section that are regular attendees, and lots of people come in from out of town too, from Regina. We had good reviews from people coming down from Regina. They have their own Burns night. It's on a Saturday, I think. And I'm biased, obviously, but they report to me that they have a lot more fun here. Regina's a little more strictly traditional, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been to one of theirs too. It's not a bad event, but these are more fun.
Any presentation that has a group called Desperate for Haggis, it can't be totally serious.
No, humor is part of the piece. It's respectful tribute, but humor both in the toasts and certainly the music. Our music is a mixture of serious traditional and some humorous tunes of Irish and Scottish tradition as well. So yeah.
Well, this is a wonderful tradition. It's a really good thing, and I appreciate the fact that you guys have organized this to make it happen. It takes a lot of work to make things like this come together so smoothly.
Well, it's easier when you're doing it more than once. You don't have to start from scratch in the planning, but I think it would be sadly missed by people if it wasn't there. January is not a great month for a lot of public events, so people kind of look forward to it to break up the winter.
Well, Don, wish you a wee good time, and everybody who gets a chance to come down and participate, that's Friday, January 22nd. Cocktails at 5:30, and the dinner itself starts at 7, and there's dancing and entertainment afterwards. So I look forward to enjoying that, and I know that you will too. So thanks to Don for being here, and thanks to you for watching. And we'll see you again soon on Moose Jaw this week.